want to turn back to Russia. The president raising eyebrows on that one, too, calling it all a big hoax after, of course, that week of head-spinning explanations from the White House. But now newly released top-secret documents show the FBI surveilled former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, saying he was the subject of recruitment by the Russian government. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has more. Pierre, the president's got a lot of tweets already this morning saying this all is a conspiracy, essentially, to target his campaign, saying this is the basis for a witch hunt.
Cecilia, good morning. That's right. We're learning more details about the genesis of the Russia investigation that eventually became the Russia probe. But right now, you're right. The release of these documents has sparked yet another debate involving the president and the Justice Department. This morning, yet another political firestorm surrounding the FBI's release of the documents used to obtain surveillance warrants against a former foreign policy advisor for Donald Trump. The FBI surveilled Carter Page during the height of Trump's campaign in 2016, accusing him of being an agent of a foreign power, Russia. But Page told ABC News the FBI's documents do not rise above complete ignorance and/or insanity.
I've never been an agent of the foreign power by any stretch of the imagination.
Sunday morning, President Trump chiming in, claiming again without evidence that his campaign was spied on. In one tweet saying, quote, witch hunt, rigged, a scam. And another saying, looking more and more like the Trump campaign for president was illegally spied upon. But later in the day, both Democrats and Republicans suggested that the FBI had good reason to investigate Page.
Carter Page had, in fact, been a target of Russian intelligence in the past, had gone to Russia during the campaign, had meetings with the Russian officials that Page had publicly denied.
They did not spy on the campaign from anything and everything that I have seen. You have an individual here who has openly bragged about his ties to Russia and Russians.
Carter Page has never been charged with a crime, but intelligence analysts tell ABC News the point of the surveillance was likely to watch, learn, and discern the Russian government's tactics as opposed to arresting Page and tipping off the FBI's hand. Cecilia?
Okay, Pierre, thank you. George?
Okay, we're going to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, for more on this right now. We got to get to the bottom of what the president is talking about here. This was an application to the court to survey Carter Page, who had been working for the Trump campaign. They've released 400 pages of documents, highly classified documents in the past. The president has called this illegal, is saying the FBI misled the court, saying this was all based on the dossier. Everything he's saying there just isn't true.
Yeah, and if you read actually the documents themselves, it becomes clear exactly why they wanted this. Remember, this is an application saying this is why we need more information. Here's what we know about the intelligence. Here's what we know about the contacts. Here's what we know about the meetings. We now need more. And if you actually talk about it in the context of warrants in general, this is what happens. You know, the big complaint has been, well, there was interested parties. The Steele dossier
was revealed in the documents.
Right, and that's the key point, is that it was revealed in there that it came from a political actor, that it may have been funded by a political actor, according to the FBI. But again, it's important to remember, in the context of warrants as a whole, warrants are often based on interested parties. That's what happens. And so a judge and the FBI, et cetera, have to go about evaluating how credible do they think that is. So if you actually read the warrant, it doesn't support almost anything that the president
And just to
is
be clear, is there any evidence in that warrant that the FBI did anything wrong?
No, there's nothing in the warrant application at all. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's actually a very thorough document which supports their concerns about Carter Page.
Another big development over the weekend. Michael Cohen, it was revealed, had taped Donald Trump back in September 2016 discussing payments to that Playboy playmate, Karen McDougal, who had said she had an affair with Donald Trump. Talk about the significance of this tape.
Well, first of all, the president is saying that it was illegally made. It definitely wasn't illegally made. New York State is a one-party state. You can record someone's conversation if one of the people involved wants to record it. There's a separate question about Michael Cohen as a lawyer. Should he have done it? Is it ethical for him to have done it? Those are separate questions that, for example, the Bar Association would address. But keep in mind that in order to go into Michael Cohen's office, we have to go back to this because the president's talking about it again, they had to have a warrant. Just because you are a lawyer and you have clients, it doesn't mean you are immune from a warrant. And therefore, they can't say, we believe we have probable cause to say you have committed a crime. Think about that. It sounds like the suggestion is if you're a lawyer and you have clients, there should be no way the FBI can get a warrant to say, we believe there's probable cause that you, the lawyer, have committed a crime. There's nothing to indicate that they were going in there to get information about Donald Trump.
And it also shows that the president did indeed know about these payments, even though he had denied it many times in the past.
That's right. If the recording is what we seem to believe it is now, and he's having conversations about the $150,000 payment, the only way that it would be exculpatory, as Rudy Giuliani has suggested, is if the president says, I have no idea what she's talking about, why AMI would be paying her, etc. It doesn't seem like that's what's on the tape.
Dan Abrams, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.